That means to be true to yourself, to like connect to your neshama, your purpose. And we weren't here to have 7 purposes.
And I always say you can't feel if you connect to something, if you love something, if you don't give it a 100% chance. I'm going to see Rav Kook and Inaya today. Excuse my English, but I want to try to make it in English.
I wanted to say that we're not trying to make it in English, we're trying to make it in Hebrew.
Hebrew, exactly. Exactly.
This is for Hebrew speakers.
Yeah. We're starting a dafka from a book called Inaya. You can see it here. Rav Kook has an explanation, beautiful, deep explanations about Masechet Berakhot and Shabbat. It's mainly about Agadatot, but it's also about interesting halachic conflicts, right? And something very unique. I think you can't find something similar in any other book. So we'll step in.
That's also, now's a good time to say that's sort of why we're here.
Yeah.
We're here to make the Torah of Rav Kook accessible to English speakers or to Hebrew speakers.
Yeah.
And learn it in a relaxed way, in a chavruta, and translate it as we go along.
Exactly. That's the point, and we wish you benefit from it the most. Okay, let's start. Perek Vav Masechet Berakhot. It's daf lametet. You want to read the set?
Amud bet, yeah. Rabbi Ami v'Rabbi Asi ki hava mitrame leu rifta de'eruva. When a bread from the Eruv Chatzerot came to them, havu mevarchin alei motzi lechem min haaretz. They would say a bracha on it, motzi lechem min haaretz. Amrei, they said, ho'il ve'itaved be mitzvah chada navid be mitzvah acharite. Because we did one mitzvah with it, we'll do another mitzvah with it.
Right.
And the simple explanation is that because it was already used for Eruv Chatzerot, which is a mitzvah, and it holds some sort of value and connection to a mitzvah, now they should, if they're going to be able pick to eat any bread, they should eat this bread and say bracha on this bread, because the bracha on top of that it's a second mitzvah on top of the first. That's the way we understand. That's what the Gemara is saying.
Right. So if we were learning this Gemara now, like in Masechet Berakhot, we keep on going and say, okay, nice point, and let's keep on going. But Rav Kook doesn't accept that. There has to be a reason. Why is it so important to do another mitzvah on this bread, and what's the depth of it? Mm-hmm. So let's deep in. Let's go in, and we'll see what beautiful things can come out of this. Tov. You go for it.
הערה מוסרית יש בזה, says there's a moral lesson here. כי להשלמה המוטלת על האדם, לזכות בה את הנמצאים כולם, that the man has a job to influence and help make perfect the people around him, and all the things, כל הנמצאים, right? All of the things around him. דרך חילוך עבודתו, through the avodat Hashem he's doing in the way he lives his life. Yeshnam shnei ofanim le'arbot hashlemut. There's 2 ways in which you can bring perfection and make the world a better place. One is bekamut. Kamut is quantity. Or be'echut, in quality.
Yeah. First of all, there is like how do you say anachat yesod here?
There's like an underlining idea.
That each man that comes to the
That's a
world.
better way of saying that.
Yeah, each one that comes to the world has a goal to influence others.
Right.
And he doesn't just come to be perfect by himself. Like, it's basic in Rav Kook, but I think it's basic in Judaism. We don't come just to, we have to always think of how we give others. So there's 2 ways of doing this mission.
The quantity, it's to do a lot of actions, a lot of influence, but small, little, like one here and one there. Yarbe b'mispar mushlamim. Meaning, even though he won't have a strong impact or influence on a small amount, but he'll have a very small impact on a lot.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. So like as we said, there's advantages and disadvantages. You manage to spread out to a lot of people, but nothing's like deep. And we'll see also the quality now. So we see quantity, and then quality. And it reminds, we spoke about it in the past, it reminds us very much of Chabad, and let's say, I don't know if to compare it to Tzionut Datit or something else, that like Chabad is huge in the world in affecting millions of people. I don't know how many people to say, like so many people.
Per Chabadnik, they probably have the highest level of impact on other people.
Yeah.
In impact, like in...
Exactly. Because they put on tefillin for them and the candle lighting in the shopping centers, and it's incredible. But the weakness is, the disadvantage is, there's usually not a deep process. It's like a short connection to Hashem, and Usually, yeah?
Which is better than nothing.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's one side of it. Let's see the quality side. Yeah. So, yeah, explain.
So when you're talking about quality, when you have an opportunity that somebody, you can really help them, you can really change their life, you can really influence them, the impact there, even though it's going to take away from doing good for others, the impact there is that that person will reach new limits, and the good that you'll have given to them will then, through them and through that impact, spread way beyond, and not just be one moment of impact.
Right. So it looks like you're wasting your time a bit because you're spending so much time and efforts on one man or like influencing someone, and like sometimes it feels annoying. Like, you know, like the best feeling is when you manage to do a huge thing and influence hundreds of people, and sometimes just learning one chavruta or going, you know, giving advice to one person is like boring. What am I doing here in the world? But sometimes if you look like in a long-term, look, so this guy, he'll progress and he'll get higher and higher, and then he'll, and it goes onwards. And we're here for thousands, till Mashiach, B'ezrat Hashem, but we're here for a while, so what to do good in the long term? It's interesting question. I think it's in everything in life also, no?
Yeah.
Kamut ve'echut, quality and quantity is question in everything, no?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because we're in place, so it's good here. So I think what's coming up is Rav Kook is going to say
He's
that
going to decide,
you said that there's going to be a...
Yeah, and by the way, in Anaya, we start usually like, it gives it a deep idea, and we don't understand how it's connected to the Gemara yet.
Yeah.
Usually it comes like in the middle, he emphasizes it with the words, you can see it inside, he talks about the Gemara in the middle. So in the beginning it's like a whole idea, and then the connection comes.
Yeah, and you have to be patient and have faith that one day, sometimes if you try to understand right away, it's like, well, you start making things up, it's like, no way, he's gonna get around to it.
Exactly. Okay.
וזוהי.
וזוהי הדרך המשובחת שכוננו חכמים זיכרונם לברכה להעמיד תלמידים הרבה ולהגדיל תורה בחוג המסוגלים לקבלה ולא לפזר כוחותינו בין בתי כנסיות של עמי הארץ. So this is Rav Kook chooses a direction. He says the quality, this is the way Chazal wanted us to do, not to start spreading and running around, yeah? אלא what Mishnah, the Mishnah in Avot says, להעמיד תלמידים הרבה ולהגדיל תורה. What does that mean? He emphasizes it means to the people that are suitable for it, to the people that manage to become bigger and they can influence others. ולא לפזר כוחותינו בין בתי כנסת של עמי הארץ, and not to spread out and like walk to here, go to there. That's not the...
to choose one smaller group of people that are actually going to learn well and live up to the growth and own the Torah and focus on that rather than going there, teaching here, teaching, and not building something substantial.
The question that arises from here is, how can we know who has potential to be a huge and who doesn't? Like, can we know? Like,
right.
It's a question that he's not going to talk about now. I'm just bringing this up as a,
Yeah.
Just a question. Okay, let's keep on going. וכן בכללות ישראל, להרבות עצמה בתורה ויראת שמיים, ולא לנוד להאיר עמי הארץ וגויים רבים באור השם, בדרך מועט שיכולים לקבל. Also we talked about the personal, and Rav Kook always goes also to Klal Yisrael. So in all Israel, we should deal with us being in quality, like strong in yirat shamayim and ahavat Hashem, and not always look to influence other countries and nations and show the good to other nations. First, let's make sure we have quality that we could give others.
Yeah, because you could think, if our purpose is to be Olga Goyim, so we should have one community there, one community there, one community there, and we shouldn't be bunched in one place.
Right.
It's saying, no, the influence of being bunched in one place, working on yourself, refining yourself, being a strong and really knowing your purpose, then the light will spread from there much stronger than if you are embedded in the gleam, and then you're influenced from the gleam, and the light that you're shining is a smaller light.
Right.
So that's also what it's also like he's saying about the galut of justifying the Jews being in Eretz Yisrael.
Right. They're not spread out anymore. Often we have questions that come from, I work with youth, and often they ask, like, what's the reason to go to learn before the army? Mechina, whatever, or yeshiva, why should I go? Let's go, let's progress in life. And yeah, there's a lot of answers to the question, but one of the answers is that if you want to be effective in the army and strong and deep and not just a regular soldier, like a soldier that has, you know, a view and like a ashkafa and that.
And a leader and
A leader, yeah, and keep on going onwards and onwards. These years of learning is chova. Because when you build yourself a strong ichut, quality, that affects others in a huge way. So that's something also.
יפה.
טוב, תמשיך.
כי מריבוי האור שיזרח בשלמים הגמורים, יאיר אור גדול גם כן על שאינם שלמים. Right? From a light of like a perfect light, a strong light is going to be able to influence even the imperfect. אבל בהשתדלות לפזר הכוחות על הרבה נושאים. But if you try to have a small impact here, small impact there, and you just sort of, it's like you're being a little messy. וכל אחד לא יהיה שלם בתכלית, and nothing is really becoming perfect as it could be, like as good as it could be. That's, I think, another question. It's like, are you making something like reaching its full potential?
Yeah.
I think that's the term שלם בתכלית. Like
כן.
the תכלית שלו, like each thing as
Is,
good as it could be, reaching its potential. לא יבוא לעולם.
Yeah. Wow, this connects to so many. It's like, yeah. Say like even like not. Once again, taking this to our personal lives, like we're so quick with everything. We run from this to this to this to this to this. Like we get our kids there, we open up a book, we go to there, we go to work, and sometimes I feel like we do nothing the whole way.
Nothing, yeah.
Like more stuff. So the aspect is very important in life that we've got to think about.
And not get distracted and not get...
like we have like this feeling that doing 100 things is the best.
Right, the power of saying no is saying no, like I'm not taking that on because I'm focusing on this. Like,
exactly.
Even though that's extremely important and beautiful and amazing and I love it and I believe in it. Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's keep on going.
על כן הורו...
Now we're going to explain the Gemara. Okay, now it's going to connect to the Gemara.
Right, the topic, the subject, that there was already some process there. There was a mitzvah done there, and it's starting to meet its perfection. It's starting to be like processed in its purpose of why it came to the world. What does it say for you in the next word?
Itabed, את הגמרא.
Itabed. Okay, fine. So I have a typo. Itabed be mitzvah acharite. You should do another mitzvah with it. להוסיף זה אחר שלא לקבל כלל שלמות של מצווה להשלימו. כי השלמת המושלם, right? Meaning the bread that was already done a mitzvah with it. There was already an eruv chatzerot done with it. So already it did something good. It has a bracha. It has a mitzvah. Saying a bracha on that bread is better than taking a bread that isn't connected to the Kodesh, isn't in the process, right? And to take that bread and say the bracha is a second step rather than a first step on something else.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's how Rav Kook connected to the Gemara, yeah. Keep going.
כן, בכבוד.
והוא כלל גדול גם כן, בכל חוכמה ומלאכה. It's a big כלל in all the חוכמה ומלאכה.
It's like in the worlds of knowledge and in
work.
In work, there's a better word for that. Occupation, maybe.
Yeah. כי שלמות העולם בכללו תבוא מריבוי בקיאים, כל אחד במקצוע מיוחד בתכלית המעלה, ולא ממי שסופג הכל רק בדרך שטחי. כי ההשלמה דרכות גדולה היא ברכה על ההשלמה דכמות. ברכה על ההשלמה דכמות. Like very ברור. Rav Kook is very certain. He says that this is a law in life. And it's not only saying this is like in a lot of things. It's more important to be in quality. Take one topic and be, 100%. Than knowing like 10 topics, but like everything's 20%. And he says like in a very like...
He's going to say why, I think. He's going to, it's built on maybe I'll do a spoiler. I think it's, in my own language, it's built on a belief that each thing is in the world for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. So being able to tap into that reason and say, this is why I'm here, and do that really well and connect to that. So you're being true to yourself. That's what it means to be true to yourself, to like connect to your neshama, your purpose. And we weren't here to have 7 purposes. So if we're spread all over the place, we're just sort of like doing whatever we think, whatever's mashaba leyado. But it's like, no. If you dig deep, you understand you're here to do something specific and you have to find what it is. And if you find it, do that all the way and that's your goal. I think like shine your light, So if you're like trying to do this and that and this and that, it could be that it manifests itself in multiple fields, right, in family and in this job, and then you do a job shift and it manifests in this way, right? It doesn't mean like you have to just be one profession, just have one job necessarily, but it has to be true to yourself of what you believe that light is. I think that's what it's based on.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm digesting. I'm digesting. Yeah, because a guy like this, I run between this and that, and I feel that's like my specialty, to be running.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm running too much. Maybe I should be focusing on specific things and being like in there. And then the more I go into something, maybe I'll feel, wow, this is what I have to do. But if I never give it a full chance and I'm always 10 minutes dealing with that or half, like just doing this chetzi, so I don't know. I will never know. It's again, I'm going to the youth story that people don't connect to Gemara. You know, it's very hard with the youth at Gemara, also for all of us. And they come to Mechinot Yeshivot and they start the year and then like they struggle very much and all that. And I always say you can't feel if you connect to something, if you love something, if you don't give it the 100% chance. You can't learn it for 2 weeks and say, forget it, it's not for me. Gemara is something you're gonna be sitting on it like for a term of a few months, giving your whole full, and then you'll see that a lot of people will see that they connected. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in everything in life, it's I feel we chose a bit of a tough one, but that's how it is.
I feel like they're all tough.
No, there's usually it's a mix.
Yeah,
it's a mix. But this one's like you got to think it out. You got to think it out. I suggest like to look to see in the words.
Yeah.
But that's what I love. Like I didn't come just to learn. We came to all the actions, go full into the actions and learn it kmo shetzarich. And when you look at the Gemara now, like it's a different. If you look at it otherwise, it's much more deeper than what we think.
Definitely.